Definitely the weld that broke. Hey, 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 hey! Of course not. Dang it. Hey, amigo! Hey! Por favor! Por favor! Amigo! Come on! Okay, so here's what's happened. Finally, somebody stopped and helped me. What's your name? Help me. Edwin Buston. And his brilliant idea is to take this, tie it to the trailer, tie the trailer to the motorcycle with the lock. And maybe that'll work. I don't know. It's really sketchy, but if I can go slow, I only have to go 3 kilometers to find a welder, so we're gonna try it. I don't know if the camera's working great here, but well, my friend's idea of tying it to the motorcycle with the lock that I was using to secure the trailer actually worked. We were able to it took us about 4 or 5 kilometers to find this little town, and we found the next welder in the trailer saga, so I think he's gonna weld it back up, because not only did the weld break, but there's some bolts that broke that were holding it on, but it looks like the metal that was used on the structure of the motorcycle to carry the trailer is actually not great. So I'll kind of bring you in here and show you what we're looking at. So what happened is the hitch broke off from this piece here, and you can see that this is just hollow. So not a great design to begin with, but what's new? It's just the latest in the trailer saga. So, all right, welder number 7 now, and I was really hyping up the trailer, but this time it's not really the trailer, it's the hitch, but technically it's the trailer. So trailer saga continues. What we started with is definitely not what I ended up with, but I think I have an idea. I think if I ditch the trailer and just use the motorcycle and mount the paramotor on the back of the motorcycle, I can still put the paraglider right here, put panniers on it, and then I can carry my luggage. I think this might be the answer. So with that plan in mind, I went to the airport, I left Colombia, and caught a flight to the United States. I really needed to get some parts for the motorcycle. Specifically, I needed a gasket to stop the oil leak, and I couldn't find an OEM gasket in Colombia, but I knew I could get one in the US. I also needed some panniers, but I didn't know what kind of panniers I would exactly need, so I wanted to do some research. But all in all, I just needed a bit of R&R, and I needed to see the Texas sunset again. I missed home. But unfortunately, my trip to the US wasn't very long, and soon enough, I would fly back to Colombia to start the project one more time, but this time without a trailer. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good.
Dile que tiene un papel.
You have a
Papel, lápiz, dólares.
Today is going to be a great day. Ruben gave me a call last night and said he has some guys coming in from Brazil who want to go fly Guatupe. If you remember my video where I had my large crash, it's the same area of Colombia. I'm back from the United States. I had to get some parts for the motorcycle, and we're retiring the trailer, but we're still taking the paramotor. I'll explain more about that on the road. In the meantime, we have a few guys here that are traveling the world in vans and called Ruben up, said, hey, we want to go fly paramotors in Guatupe. Ruben called me, asked if I would love to go. Couldn't pass up the opportunity. This is a gorgeous area of Colombia. This is the little boat that Ruben rented behind me, and you can see there's like 8 paramotors and a ton of wings and a ton of gear on it, and all the people still got to get on it, so hopefully it doesn't go down. Well, we had a slight malfunction. The front of the boat actually was leaking water because we had too much weight up here. So we sent some guys back into the back and had to move things around because the paragliders were getting wet. But I'm here with Ruben, the great Ruben Fly, and Christian. And where are you from? From here, from Medellin. Oh, okay. Yeah. And we got Ache, the boat driver, and Carlos, the original trailer maker. Nombre! Daniel. Marcelo. And Du. Brazil? See? Yeah, and they're from Brazil. They speak Portuguese, so the chances of me being able to communicate with them are nil. So, anyway, on the boat, heading to the island. Well, this is it. This is the island. It is tiny. I don't know if you can tell that by the camera. So where I'm standing is the takeoff and landing. And you can see it goes directly into the lake. I've counted the steps. You have exactly 17 and a half steps before you hit the water. So that's both your takeoff and your landing. So we might see some fails today, and if we do, they're going to be pretty drastic, unfortunately. I hope I'm not one of them, and I hope no one has the problem. I don't know, everybody took a look at this island and it was like, we're taking off and landing from here. I don't know who's going to be the first. We'll find out. It was actually the pilot of the boat that originally had told Ruben about this island, and so it was only fitting that he'd be the first to take off because he'd been the only one that had flown there before. And as long as the wind held, the launches were fairly straightforward. So one by one, we'd follow suit and wait our turn to take off from the little tiny island. Now, as fun as flying off a tiny island is, unfortunately, the inevitable was bound to happen. Not once, but twice.
Se eu faço duplo, Thunder, nós íamos para pensei em dar passo para trás, acho que vai. Vamos ver se o vídeo se aproveita do...
Now, fortunately, Dew was not hurt. Just a little broken pride, some broken props, and a wet wing. But literally just a few minutes later, as Ache was helping Christian with his wing, well, I'll just let you watch.
por causa do barulho que dá da estrutura.
Ay, oh no! Pasó, weón. Pasó. El apagador.
But to his credit, on the very next launch, Christian did perfectly. This was an amazing day, even for the spectators on the ground. This wasn't just a learning experience, this was a confidence builder. I would have never thought of seeking out a tiny island in the middle of a giant lake and using that as a launch area. But when you don't have the resources, you kind of make do with what you have. The guys knew that this was a public island. It's owned by the utility company, so it's never used, and so they knew they could fly there. This was amazing. Now, there might be some naysayers thinking, well, it might be a little dangerous or maybe not the right call, but frankly, I would counter that by saying, no, this was adventurous. And frankly, that's what this channel is about. I'm seeking the adventure. You're hanging by strings from a magic shower curtain. Your safety is based upon your comfort level combined with your skill. And frankly, I never felt out of my comfort level, but I definitely learned a lot. The camera doesn't show the sticks and how hard the ground is. This is not a well-kempt grassed area. This required a bit of skill. And frankly, it gave me pause to think about different landing zones that I can use in the future. Maybe I should think outside of the box. This was what this channel is all about. This was adventuresome.
Sí, sí, sí.